Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the show. This is Just Parlays with Chris King. I'm just along for the ride. I'm your host, Scott Steen, lead handicapper at Whiners.com. What's going on, Chris?
Not much, Scott. What's going on with you?
Oh, very little, very little. Chilly, overcast day here in the Midwest. How you doing there in South Carolina, buddy?
Last I checked, it was warm. It's a little overcast now, but can't complain too much. The temperature was in the mid-80s here yesterday. I think it's supposed to be somewhere in the 80s today. Eventually, sooner or later, we're supposed to get some rain, which would be nice because, it's no fun trying to dig up flower beds and stuff when you get all that red clay that runs rampant down here that turns into basically cement.
Yeah, not much fun at all. Super Sly in the house. What up, Super Sly? Good to have you here for the show. How'd you do yesterday, man? How'd the parlays go?
We had a couple that panned out. Edmonton screwed me over because Mike Smith decided that, of course, in a tie game late in the third period, you should try to pass the puck right up the middle to a guy that's being contested by two other guys, and then ended up out of position and gave up the game-winning goal shortly thereafter. Everybody talked about, hey, look, he made a great diving save because he was out of position in the first place. And then he got beat like 15 seconds after that because they couldn't clear the zone.
Mike Smith. There you go.
Ninja asked if you didn't do a video for today.
I did do a video for today. Is it there? It is not. Dude?
We're having technical issues where half the stuff that we put up doesn't show up afterwards. We're trying to figure out what's going on with that because
this is extremely frustrating because I'm on the channel right now and you are absolutely correct, Ninja. I did a play for today. My play is the okay. Let me see. Got the wrong one up. There it is.
Hey, look, there's that Jim Williams guy in the chat again.
Golden State and Memphis under 228. My play is my play of the day. And
really? You went with the under there?
Had some great performances. Comment section too, by the way. A lot of big parlays being hit. So there you go. My parlays died because the Mavs can't hold it to the spread. Yep. Hook. And
I avoided the Mavs because I was worried that, they got by Utah because Utah couldn't hit threes and they refused to feed the ball inside, which made no sense. Fortunately, Monty Williams is a little bit smarter than what Quinn Snyder was and, actually used his big men. They fall in love with that perimeter shot and they can't hit them, and there goes your game. By the way, Jim Williams, the straw that stirs the drink around here, says he is in contact with YouTube right now to get this fixed because, we noticed last night that our video and then Scott and I's video were not showing up either. They'd be up for a while after we finished, and then poof, they're gone. So YouTube playing some games out there, y'all, and I don't care for it. I don't like it, and it affects you guys, and it affects my money. So, you got to be like Rocky and Rocky 4. I guess I didn't like that none too much neither.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel. So, good to see everybody in the house. Andrew Colajez says, welcome, Winners and Whiners Nation. Absolutely, buddy. Thanks, Andrew. Michael Dose is checking in. He's got Milwaukee run line, Toronto Blue Jays on the money line, and the New York Rangers on the money line. So,
like them all.
You like them all, do you, bud?
Yeah, I mean, you got to figure the Penguins are starting Casey DeSmith in net because Tristan Jerry's still out with a broken foot. If DeSmith was good enough to start in the playoffs, you figure he would have been the number one goaltender during the regular season. He's not all that great.
Sounds reasonable to me. Rocking the Isotope shirt. Yes, I am. Thank you very much, Michael. That was a gift from my son. That was a Christmas present from my son. So.
Well, it's better than some of the other shirts he's gotten you.
Dude, you got to like any team that's named after a team on The Simpsons. That's just a beautiful thing right there. Michael says we need Elon Musk to buy YouTube. Is that it, Chris? Am I shadow banned? Is that the deal?
There's got to be
shadow banned around this joint.
It's a conspiracy.
I'm telling you. We
need to get Jesse Ventura on this with conspiracy theory.
Absolutely. Hey, while I got y'all here, don't forget to like and subscribe Make sure you hit that thumbs up. Make sure you get subscribed to the Winners and Whiners channel and the Max Wagers Network channel. You guys you're not helping me out. Get over there to the Max Wagers Network channel and get subscribed.
Yeah, Juice got a solid so he doesn't get shadow banned again.
That's right. And the thing I forgot to mention yesterday, we've got a really cool product coming out here at the end of this week. It is the Max Wagers Network Kentucky Derby Guide. It is chock full of information on all the horses, all the cool stuff. And we have some serious horse players that are on staff here. We don't write a lot about it because it doesn't seem to get a lot of traction week in, week out. But we've got some guys that really, really like the horses and did a great job at the Kentucky Derby last year. I'll be writing up a guide. It'll be ready to go like Thursday or Friday. The link is in the description. It's absolutely free. Make sure you get signed up and get your copy as soon as it becomes available. Of course, I hit the first 4 in the Kentucky Derby last year. It was the performance of a lifetime for me. It will never be equaled. And I think I'm going to just retire.
Didn't the one that win get overturned later on or something?
Yeah, just like a couple 3 months ago.
Okay, that's what I thought.
But that made no difference. That money was long spent.
See, Michael said you used up your F-bombs for the month. So
I have an endless supply. So,
well, apparently not according to YouTube.
I hope not. It's the 3rd. It's the 3rd of May. If I've already spiked my total of F-bombs, it's going to be a long fucking month.
No, there we go. Now we're off the air.
So yeah, check out the guide. Make sure you get over there and do that. Of course, we still got our cool thing going with our pals over there at Caesars. They've decided to make your first bet absolutely risk-free up to $1,000, which means they'll cover $1,100 because, they're covering the juice. That's how Caesars rolls. So make sure you check that out. It is available, of course, in the only state where Caesars is available for you. And the code that you must use is ATS Wins Caesar, CZR. And the link is in the description. Make sure that you get over there and check that out. Like I said, first deposit, first bet, up to $1,100 risk-free. If you lose it, you get it back. If you win your bet. Congratulations.
Now, just to be clear, is Caesars available? Can you tell me why this is the land of confusion?
What's that?
Is Caesars available in the land of confusion?
Where you talking? Is this particular place, or is it just a Genesis song?
The Genesis song.
Yes, it's available in the land of confusion. Anywhere I live.
Thank God for Phil Collins is safe then.
Anywhere that I live is the land of confusion. Now, you told me you didn't like the Disturbed version of that. Is that right?
I did not.
Big fan.
It just sounded bad. I guess maybe because I'm so used to the original.
Yeah, it's definitely different. Is Phil Collins a lot less? Wow, I can't even do the David thing. But can you do it? Can you do the wow?
No.
Okay. All right. Very good.
Not even gonna try.
All right. Good enough. All right. So I think that pretty much takes care of all of the housekeeping stuff.
Except for our premium picks. You can talk about those.
You want to talk about premium picks? We got premium picks available. You want more parlays from Chris? You got that, man. Make sure you stop by and check that out. You want more straight picks from me? You want gay picks from me? I don't know. I don't play a lot of parlays. I will play the occasional parlay, but I do have premium plays available as well. Had a pretty good April. So, make sure you stop by and check those out.
That's all in the show box, too.
Nicholas Lee said, I had 3 times to bet the 8 horse on the Derby last year and didn't bet it. I'm just still mad about it. That's a gambler right there. Like I said, I had a huge day. Best Kentucky Derby I've ever had by a long shot. It just hit everything in sight. And I've already forgot about it. But if you wouldn't have got down on one of those horses, yeah, you're kicking yourself for like 5 years. That is such a gambling.
So are you going to bet on the Derby this weekend then? Or are you just going to stay away from it?
I'm going to bet very, very small amounts. I haven't done much research at all. I'm waiting for the guide to come out. So, yeah, I'll put something there. Andrew says gender fluid picks. That's right. We don't discriminate. We don't care.
We hate everybody equally. That's why
AJ's in the house. AJ's had a fantastic day yesterday, as far as the comment section goes. He went plus 935. He had Greinke under strikeouts and Harden under points. Nicely done there. That's riding some trends that are been very, very good. Did we ever find out when Greinke had 4 strikeouts, was the number 4.5 or 3.5?
I think it was 4.5. So I think you were right on that one.
I think he's gone under. So if it was 4.5, he's gone under every game. If it was 3.5, he's gone under every game but one. So, which is the gray horse? Yeah, the old gray mare. She ain't what she used to be, Chris.
I don't know. Isn't that Death? No, Death didn't ride a gray horse, did he?
I don't remember the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. I don't even know what they are. It's death, pestilence,
war and famine.
War and famine. There you go. So
take any of them in the third.
I was usually looking at the racing form during a Bible study class. I'm not gonna lie. So. All right, my friend.
Michael said he's going to bet that you have 2+ mint juleps. That's his Kentucky Derby bet.
That would be you play the under there. I'm not much of a drinker anymore. I think I drank up all my alcohol allotment by the time I turned about, I don't know, 45. It's not, and I'm not anti. I'll still have a beer or whatever. Somebody's drinking a beer. I don't really care about it. I don't like the buzz. I don't really enjoy it. It's just weird. It's just I just kind of stopped drinking for no reason. Wasn't a problem. There's no such thing as problems. There's just opportunities. So I definitely had a lot of drinking opportunities throughout my life. But when I was on the road and you go to bars, you work in clubs, everything, all the drinks are free. So when you're on the road by yourself or whatever, and so I used up all my drink shits. I do like a good mint julep. Not gonna lie. You a bourbon guy?
I don't drink at all. So
all right.
Yep.
You ever drank? Did you have?
Nope.
No, never drank.
Nope.
Have you had a cocktail? You ever had a sip of alcohol?
Nope.
Never in your life.
I'm the CM Punk of sports betting podcasts.
I'll be damned. All right. See, you learned something.
My father was an alcoholic. So
there you go. Well, see if you get a close up view of that, of what it can do, and
so that's why I drink root beer.
All right, very good. Unknown entity made it. Yeah, you did. Andrew says we are informed today. That's nice.
Now, unknown, we're going to do the same thing we did yesterday with was it Cody? You got a note? Because you're late.
Cody had a note too, so
yeah, it was written by his mom.
It's signed Epstein's mom, which was weird. That's not even
I know
name, but Straight Edge. That's right, CM Punk, Straight Edge. Boy, has anybody ever disappeared faster than CM Punk? Went over there to the UFC and got his ass kicked and said, I'm out.
Well, now he's in AEW.
The who?
He's in AEW, the Tony Khan's promotion.
Anderson Erickson Dairy?
Yeah, that's it.
Is that what he's doing? Is he wrestling?
Yeah, he's back wrestling.
Oh, fuck. Okay. Whatever. All right, buddy. You ready to rock and roll?
Yeah, sure.
Ready to talk about some games?
Yeah, why not?
We got some games tonight, man. We got it's playoff time, man. We got basketball, we got hockey.
Speaking of, did you see any of the? Oh no, you said you were watching American Idol instead of watching playoff hockey.
I was. Number one, I couldn't find it really easily. What was it on?
ESPN and ESPN2.
I did not have it. It must have been. I was going to turn it on for overtime, and it must have already been off, and it wasn't listed anywhere. So,
you missed all the fisticuffs in the Tampa Bay Toronto game.
Yeah, dude. Yep, I did. Sorry.
There's some good fights.
I watched basketball, then I watched American Idol with the wife. So, what are you going to do?
Missed some good fights.
Story of my life.
Morgan Riley busted Jan Ruta's head up.
Okay, sure he had it coming.
Left him bleeding like, Rocky and Rocky 1, 2, 3, and 4.
And Love Lies Bleeding in My Hands.
Sure, why not?
Elton John, right?
Well, I mean, if you like Elton John.
I'm a fan. I like it. Well, especially early.
Are you a fan of Low, too?
No. Although it's one of those guys. I put him in the box like Celine Dion or Michael Bublé, people that I don't necessarily like, but I guarantee if you ever saw him live, I bet you'd like the show. I bet you'd have fun and enjoy the show.
I thought you were going to say Michael Bolton.
I saw Michael Bolton open up for Bob Seger way back in the day when he actually had the rock song out. His first song was like a rock and roller.
Oh yeah, and it's hard to believe that he was actually the front man for a heavy metal band at one point.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So he was kind of crossing over, and yeah, he had like one radio hit. And that's what he was doing when he opened up for Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band. So
turn the page.
That's why I bootleg all the games. Not gonna lie, Nicholas, I got a site, but I didn't put it in use last night because I didn't work that hard at it. So Mets switched pitchers to Peterson in the first game.
Oh, so what is Carrasco going in the nightcap then? Because I had Peterson going in the second game when I wrote the game up.
What did they just flip him?
I'm gonna have to look. I guess it's possible.
I got McGill in the first game.
Really? I thought they were throwing McGill tomorrow.
Well, again, you're right. Right. That is Wednesday.
Yeah, MLB says has Peterson going in the first and Carrasco going in the second, so they just flipped them around.
Okay.
I don't know why. It's not like you're going to get that different of a lineup.
I don't know.
The Braves aren't going to go, oh shit, they're moving Peterson to the first game. We better change our whole strategy.
What are half the games today involving the Mets? Just about, huh?
Yeah, well, you got to remember they had 85 rainouts at the start of the year.
What's wrong with Charlie Morton, buddy?
He's old. I think he's lost velocity on his fastball too, and he's had some control issues as far as the ball's not going where he wants it to.
Yeah, when you throw that many breaking pitches, if you don't have the accuracy, and they can sit on that fastball because his fastball's been shit for years.
Yep.
If they can sit on that fastball, it's going to be a long season for Charlie Morton. So
yeah, all I think of with that is Bull Durham, where he's like, man, that guy teed off on that like he knew I was going to throw a fastball. He did know.
Yeah,
I told him.
Yeah, exactly. Do you still like the Mets game? You want to talk about it?
I think the Mets will win. I mean, I was disappointed they lost yesterday. Yeah. I think they'll probably end up with a split here. Now that they've flipped Peters, they might win the opener and they might lose the nightcap because I'm not impressed with Carrasco. And Kyle Wright's been pretty good this year.
Kyle Wright's been outstanding this year.
Which is disturbing because he sucked last year.
Oh yeah, we jumped on him to fade, and he just mowed him down. We're like, wait a minute now.
Yeah, what the hell is this crap?
Yeah, last time out I backed him on the under, and that paid off. So
yeah, I thought he was going to stay under on the strikeouts in that one, but they let him go 7 innings, so he went over.
Bill said he took the first 5 thinking it was Carrasco. Do you think I'm still good, even though it's going to be Peterson instead? I would think I personally I probably like that better. Well, who was Carrasco going? Was Carrasco going against Kyle Wright?
No, Carrasco was going against Morton.
That was the matchup the whole time?
Yeah, it was Carrasco-Morton, and now it's going to be Carrasco-Wright. Because Morton was always going in game 1, and Carrasco was supposed to go in game 1, but now it's Peterson. So now Carrasco's going against Wright.
Well, I like the first 5 under more in the Carrasco-Wright than I do in Morton-Peterson. How about that? I don't have any faith in Charlie Morton. I just don't.
I don't either.
So I would not get involved in anything.
And Michael says a lot of rain in the Windy City, so could be a rain out for the Crosstown Classic with the White Sox going to Wrigley to face the Cubs.
You cannot put it on the board. So Kyle Wright has also pitched against 4 bad offenses. Yeah, I know, man.
But hey, you got to beat the teams that you face.
I mean, that's it. And
San Diego's not terrible.
That's what I was going to say. San Diego, I would think middle of the road, maybe.
Yeah, it'll be better when they get to Tatis back in July.
Whatever, before he gets hurt again.
Well, that's always possible too.
Yep. Okay, so let's talk about what's going on tonight, bud. What do you got cooked up?
All right. Hey, look at that! It's the Cincinnati Reds because everybody loves the Reds, don't they?
Back in the Reds, are you?
No.
Okay.
You couldn't pay me to back the Reds. Bob Castellini doesn't even back the Reds, and he owns them. They're facing the Brewers at American Family Field. I always have to remember all the changed names because I still like to call it Miller Park. Of course, Scott, you remember County Stadium?
Sure. Harvey's wall bangers and all that. Sure.
Yep. And look who's pitching. It's our good buddy Vladimir Gutierrez. We talked about him last week being bad. Guess what? He's worse now.
Still bad.
0-4 with a 741 earned run average, a 1.941 whip, 15 walks, and 11 strikeouts.
That is not ideal. 15 walks in 17 innings. That's not great.
How do you call that? No bueno.
No bueno, sir. No bueno at all.
Brandon Woodruff, he's 2-1. He's got a 5.30 ERA, but I looked. His FIP ERA is actually half of that. It's 2.65. He's got a 1.3339 whip, 8 walks, 19 strikeouts, or 18 2/3. The Reds still can't score. They're 29th in the majors in runs per game at 305. They're 29th on the road at 2.64. The Brewers, middle of the road offensively, 409 per game. They average 4.55 at home. They're 9-1 in their last 10 against the NL Central. They're 5-1 in their last 6 overall. The loss coming to the Cubs on Sunday, where Marcus Stroman outpitched Corbin Burns in a 2-0 game. Cincinnati, they suck.
Okay,
Tim, when did they switch to Tyler Mahle? Because as of
I was just going to say I was going to say that as soon as you broke that I've got Mahle listed.
Then they changed it because they had Gutierrez listed this morning.
Let me see what MLB has.
Yeah, I see MLB's got Mahle on there too, but he's 1-3 and his ERA is over 6.
Yeah, he's not as bad as Gutierrez, and he has at least a body of work where he has a competent major leaguer at one time. But do you feel the same about this? I mean,
yeah, I still think Milwaukee's going to win. I mean, if you look, Mahle hasn't gone deep in games. He's only thrown 22 1/3 and 5 starts. He hasn't gone longer than 5 1/3 in any of his starts, and that came against the Padres in his last outing. I know everybody's going to say, well, he got roughed up in his start against the Dodgers, and that's why his numbers are so bad. Well, he's still given up a truckload of runs. I know his FIP is decent because it's only 241, but he has yet to throw more than 89 pitches, and the Reds don't score anything.
I think it's curious that the odds have actually gotten longer with the pitching change because you've got it at -210. It is now pretty much -225 to 240, depending on where you get it.
So they must really hate Tyler Mahle.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah, because even covers and everybody else still shows Gutierrez.
Well, MLB definitely shows Mahle, and
so I wonder if what happened to Gutierrez, are they going to scratch him and push him back a day?
God, can you imagine another pitcher for Cincinnati getting hurt? Good Lord.
Let's see. Okay, misses out on 2-start week. Blah blah blah. Yeah, so they bumped him because of the off day, so that's why Mahle's pitching today. So Gutierrez is going to go. Gutierrez is going to go tomorrow. So he'll probably suck then too.
Keep that in your hip pocket, yeah, for sure. All right, so you're on the Brewers here. Probably recommend laying the run line.
Yeah, I mean, look at the Reds. 5-21 in their last 26 on the road. 0-6 in their last 6 series openers. They got 3 wins.
You worry
Reichel could get 3 wins.
You worry about backing the Brewers, a team that really hasn't done a very good job of scoring the baseball this year, averaging just 4.1 runs per game.
Well, 4.1 is better than 3.05.
It is, and the other team's giving up 6. So
yeah, there's that too.
That's my God, that's some like video game stuff. Like if you're terrible at the video game and never played before, that's the kind of numbers you're going to put up, giving up 6 runs per game.
Yeah, it's fun when we play MLB The Show. My son likes to throw at everybody and get his pitchers ejected. So then he has to play with random middle infielders pitching.
Outstanding.
So then the game's like 53-2 or whatever.
Yeah, Tyler Mahle started bad and gotten worse. 8.10 ERA last 3, 1.87 WHIP, and surprisingly, he's Reds are 0-3 in those 3 starts. So
yeah,
he got problems, man.
I mean, he won on opening day.
So there's that.
But that was a long, long time ago.
Long time ago.
For the Reds, anyway.
That's right. When Max Fried went up and went out and stunk up the joint.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what's incredible. You have to remember. You see, the Reds have only won 3 games. They won their first one. So
I think they won 2 out of 4 in that series.
Oh, good God!
I'm pretty sure that was the case. I'm pretty sure they split with Atlanta to open the season. Yeah, win, lose, win. So they won Thursday, they won Sunday. So since April 10th, they've gone 1-15.
1 game.
Or 1-17, I'm sorry.
That's Kansas City Royals numbers there, buddy.
Yeah, and that was that win over Wainwright when everybody talked about we thought Wainwright was going to
oh yeah, we were on that.
Yeah. And Lodolo outpitched him.
Yeah. And he was rewarded with a trip to the IL. So
yeah, so there you go. Right. Oh, you want to win? Well, screw you.
All right, I think we've taken enough time on this. This could have taken 30 seconds. Brewers are average, slightly above average. Reds are horrible pitchers. Take the Brewers. Okay.
Yep, and now we're going to go right back to where we were yesterday, where we talked about the Twins. That was your pick of the day yesterday, Scott.
It was. I was dumb enough to play the run line. Thank you very much.
Oh, I thought you just took them, on the money line.
Nope. Trying to get fancy. Guaranteed 9 at bats. Let the Twins, blah, blah, blah. Didn't happen.
I think the Reds pitching coach is, let's see, Roger McDowell. Wouldn't he be the pitching coach equivalent of Chili Davis?
Sure. I know you hate Chili Davis, so I don't know if he slapped you in a supermarket or what happened there, but you have an unnatural animus towards Chili Davis. I don't really understand it.
Well, anyway, the Twins 14-9. Scott, they're 6-5 on the road. Baltimore 8-15.
Sure.
Tyler Wells, give him credit. He pitched well yesterday. He threw 5 innings.
Yeah.
Of course, Baltimore still lost.
Yep.
Good pitching matchup between two guys you don't necessarily hear about. Joe Ryan, what do you know about him?
I know he's 3-1 with a 1.17 ERA. Not too shabby.
Well, there you go. And Bruce Zimmerman, 1-1 with an 0.93 earned run average for the Orioles.
Okay.
The difference in this one, the Twins can score runs and the Orioles can't. Baltimore 28th in runs per game at 3.13. They're 26th in runs at home, averaging just 3.
Well, they had one last night, so congratulations.
So congratulations, they were below average.
Yes, they were.
The Twins
averaging 3 runs a game, lowering it.
Twins 6-0 in their last 6 as a favorite, 8-0 in their last 8 on grass, 10-1 in their last 11. The Orioles 13-44 in their last 57 against teams with a winning record, 18-53 in the second game of their last 71 series, and the Twins have won 9 of the last 12 in Charm City. Scott, what do you make of the Orioles?
Well, I want to first of all say that my record on grass is pretty good as well.
That's great.
I'm just throwing that out there. I make, everybody picked the Orioles to be perhaps the worst team in baseball, probably the worst team in the American League, giving Oakland a run for their money. They haven't been dreadful, awful. This is a team. It's obviously not going anywhere, but they started off okay, but they've kind of started playing like the Orioles. So I worry about the pitching matchup a little bit after watching the Twins struggle yesterday. But you're getting I would got to think anytime you can fade Baltimore below -200, you certainly have to look at it, right?
I would think so. I mean,
I might be a little bit shy about the run line just because I got burned yesterday, but I think that's still the smart play in this game.
I agree. I mean, I just don't have any faith in Baltimore to turn in another good outing. They don't do that back-to-back very often.
I don't hate a first 5 under here. I got to be honest, for the bullpen.
Yeah, I would agree there too.
So 2 pitchers that have pitched pretty well so far. We'll see if they can maintain that through the first 5. 2 offenses that certainly wouldn't be confused with powerhouse. All the Twins were swinging the bats really well coming into this series. So
we'll see. Michael brings up a point. Scott, the Twins are lucky they're in the AL Central. They de facto need to be the favorites. What do you make of the Central? Are the Twins going to win this division?
We'll see. I think the Chicago White Sox are going to play better. Are they going to play good enough to win? That's certainly the question. We talked about this when we did our previews. This is, I think, unquestionably, I would have said the worst division in baseball. I'm not sure the NL Central isn't worse. That's
come on, they got the Reds.
You've got the Reds and the Pirates in the same division. I mean, you've got the Royals, and then you really don't have another terrible, shitty team. You've got a couple of average teams in Detroit and Cleveland, and then you've got allegedly the cream of the crop in Chicago and Minnesota, but you just don't have those 2 just anchors at the bottom of your division like Cincinnati and Pittsburgh. So
hey, they work hard to be that bad.
They don't spend much money, but yeah, they work hard at it.
Somebody's got to.
I'm with you there. I know you get roasted every once in a while for taking favorites. And a lot of times, if you dig into your parlays, you're taking sweeteners, which is what I would call favorites in that position where you've got the plays that actually make the money, and then you've got sweeteners that you put in, like with this game and the last game, that just put a little Susan on top there. So,
well, I mean, with a parlay, you can't necessarily afford to take all these underdogs that are like plus 270 because
right. Well, you don't want to put your parlay, especially if you're going to round robin or something. You just don't want to put one stinker in the middle there. So, if you've got an angle, if you've got a play that you like, obviously putting a plus money play in there can really juice up your parlay. But for the most part, yeah, I get it. The favorites when you're playing parlays.
I mean, otherwise, I mean, I saw a guy we talked about on the show last month. I saw a guy that won a 25-team parlay last year during college football season, taking like Alabama at minus 70 billion, on the money line and everything else. He still made like 238 grand on $25.
Yep.
So I mean,
not too bad, not too bad at all. Gloria says Chicago's in the house, so let's.
Nobody roots for the White Sox around here.
It's weird. Yeah, no, that's
not even Scott. And he's
Oh, they're in our division, so I never root for them. I always root for them to lose. All your picks seem to be high favorites. We just talked about that.
Yeah, this is
and some of them are higher than others. In baseball, you're gonna have a lot of high numbers. You're gonna have a lot of stuff between minus 160 and minus 200, 2.25. It's just the nature of the game with pitching matchups the way they are.
And it's the way it's going to be in hockey right now too, because of the fact that some of these teams have backup goaltenders because their starters are hurt.
Right.
And speaking of, that takes us to hockey, Scott.
Good segue, buddy.
I know you missed all those games yesterday. Here's another one that's high. The Avalanche are big favorites at home over Nashville. The Predators, a wild card team. Never mind that stupid line about the Blues. It didn't come out. But hey, we picked the Blues yesterday, and they were underdog, and they won.
Yep, absolutely.
But it's going to be big game Dave starting for the Predators, and that, as you see, he didn't get a lot of action in the regular season. 6-3-3 with a 357 goals against, an 886 save percentage. He's going to start because UC Saros is still out with an injury. He's supposed to miss at least the first 2 games of the series, and according to Coach John Hines, will go from there. I'll tell you what, if I'm a fan of the Nashville Predators and I hear we'll go from there, that I'm not feeling very optimistic that he's going to be playing anytime soon.
Doesn't sound great, man. Doesn't sound great at all. And for those of you that are like me that follow hockey maybe casually, 357 goals against and an 886 save percentage are pretty dreadful numbers.
Yeah, and I mean,
just to put
you're going against a Colorado team that was 4th in the league in goals per game at 376.
Yep.
Darcy Kemper, he'll probably be in consideration as a Vezina finalist. He probably won't win it because that'll go to probably Igor Shesterkin of the Rangers. But he was 37, 12, and 4 with a 254 goals against, a 921 save percentage, and 5 shutouts. I think that Nashville's going to have trouble trying to slow down Colorado's offense. And Riddich is not a guy that I want to rely on in a playoff series. Let me just take a quick look at Dave Riddich's career numbers and see how bad they actually are. Because I'm going to tell you they're probably not very good. I know he's bounced around the league. He was with Calgary. He's with Toronto for 4 games last season. He's played for Nashville this year. Let's see. He is, in his career, he has 63 wins. 27 of those came in 2018-19 with the Flames. Let's see. What has he done in the playoffs? Okay, he has done absolutely nothing. He's 0-1.
Big game, Dave. 0-1 in the playoffs?
Yeah, gave up 3 goals on 9 shots in relief in 17 minutes.
So let's talk about the money line versus the puck line here. Are you comfortable with the puck line? Because minus 300, you're getting
steep.
You're getting into some steep territory there. So is there value? It's an Avalanche team that hasn't done a great job of covering the puck line at home, if my memory serves, and sometimes it does not. But I do remember talking a lot about this because that's the show that we do in Denver. So I'm always
they were 22-19 on the puck line at home.
So, which I would think would still be a losing record overall money wise, right? Still laying money.
Could be. I'm not 100%. Yeah, I don't have the exact number.
Probably close to 500 there as far as money goes. So they haven't been outstanding. They are very good at home, but they have not been outstanding on the puck line.
Yeah, but I mean, in this case, they're not. If it was Saros, then I'd be a little more concerned,
right?
Because Saros obviously is a top tier goaltender. Big game, Dave. Big game sucks.
There you go. So you would advise playing the puck line?
Yeah, I mean it's a lot better value. Obviously, I know minus 125 isn't all that great, but it's the playoffs. If you look at what we saw yesterday, in some of these games, we saw a lot of one-sided hockey games. 3 of the 4 games were decided by at least 4 goals. The exception was Mike Smith and the Oilers losing to the Kings.
Right.
So, and that'll take us to the Florida Panthers against the Jim Williams Washington Capitals. Apparently, Alex Ovechkin is going to play for the Caps tonight. There's concern because he missed the last 3 games of the regular season after he crashed into the boards in a game against Toronto. Capitals 44, 26, and 12. They actually were good on the road. You figure it out. The Panthers 58, 18, and 6. They won the President's Trophy for having the league's best record. 34 and 7 on home ice. Florida, a dangerous offensive team, which is weird. They were 22 and 19 on the puck line at home too, which is weird because they averaged about 800 goals a game at home. If you look at the numbers, they lead the league in goals per game during the regular season. On home ice, just to give you an idea, Florida averaged 4.66 goals a game.
Good.
While giving up 2.9.
That'll get you some wins.
Yeah. Washington, they averaged 344 on the road, 2.8 they gave up. But the goaltending is shaky, not necessarily just for Washington, for both teams, because Sergei Bobrovsky struggled down the stretch. But it's hard to argue with a guy who's got a 39-7-3 record, a .913 save percentage, and 3 shutouts. Vitek Vanacek getting the call over Ilya Samsonov, 20-12 and 6, with a 267 goals against a .908 save percentage and 4 shutouts. I watched these teams play earlier in the season. There was a game where Washington was ahead 4-1 in the third period and found a way to lose 5-4. That game was in Florida. The 3 meetings this year, 5-4 in overtime, 4-3, and 5-4. In that game where Florida came back from down 4-1, Scott, third period shots on goal, Florida 27, Washington 2.
Oofta. Let me put this out there to play a little devil's advocate. Does it bother you with the fact that Florida has been an absolutely horrible team in the playoffs?
Well, let's be fair. When has Washington been good outside of their Stanley Cup run?
True, but I'm saying Florida. I don't think Florida's won a playoff series
since 1996.
There you go. I was going to say since around the turn of the century, but it was even before that. So
oddly enough, the last time they won a playoff series was the year they went to the Stanley Cup Finals and lost to Colorado in the Stanley Cup Finals. That was the year where Scott Mellenby saw a rat in the locker room and smashed it with a stick into the wall and killed it, leading to Florida fans throwing rats on the ice.
Outstanding. Good to
I guess
know.
You don't remember that.
Vaguely. I was more concerned about where they came up with the rats.
I think they had plastic ones.
I always wonder about the same when the people bring the squids in.
Well, that's just Detroit.
You just bring a squid in every game, hoping there's a hat trick. Is that the deal?
You'd have to ask Detroit Lenny. He'd be able to probably tell you more about that than me. But, I mean, it's something they've done for an eternity.
Mm-hmm.
I always thought it was weird.
Squids were much more plentiful.
Yeah.
All right. So you're going with the Panthers here over the Caps.
Yep.
I've just seen the Panthers choke too many playoff series away. They were supposed to win, buddy.
I've seen the Capitals do the same thing.
I know.
Florida hasn't necessarily been good enough to be in a playoff series where you're like, well, I can't believe they didn't win it. I mean, if you look in their recent events, the Panthers haven't necessarily been good. They lost in the first round last year. Nobody really was overwhelmed by that. They lost in the qualifying round the year before when they had all the playoff teams in the bubble. And then they'd only been in the playoffs once between 2012, 2013, and 2018-19.
Okay. How'd they do?
They lost in the first round. Like I said, they haven't won a playoff round since 96, but before
I'm not jumping in the middle of that. I'm sorry.
What's that?
I'm not jumping in front of a 26-year losing streak. Can't do it.
Well,
show me one game.
But they'd only been in the playoffs 4 times.
I don't care. So you're terrible every year except when you make the playoffs, and then you're terrible in the playoffs. Nope, not buying it yet. Show me something.
So you're going to jump on the Capitals, who are known for blowing first round or blowing 3-1 first round leads?
I'm not worried about it until he gets to 3-1. If I'm going to play the first game, I'm going to play the Capitals. And maybe Florida comes out and absolutely dominates and kills them just like the odds say they will, and I'll tip my cap to you. But I'm
kind of like the 76ers yesterday.
Well, you know what? You don't know what you're going to get with that stupid team. Are they going to go out and they're going to score 140? They're going to put up 90. That's and I know Embiid wasn't there. I get it, but that was a horrific performance even without Embiid. So
yeah, they played well for a half.
Yep. The second half was dreadful.
Moving on to the NBA, I don't know what to make of this series, but I think Boston playing at home. We talked about this the other day when you were talking about the Bucks playing good defense. Everybody's got a game plan until they get punched in the face. Right. Boston's been punched in the face. What do you think? Are they going to answer the call tonight, or will Milwaukee take a 2-0 lead?
I think Boston probably gets this one just because I think it's going to be a series that goes 6 or 7 games. But I think Milwaukee prevails. I liked Boston heading into this series just a little bit just because of the way the defense had played, but they absolutely no-showed, and the offense was, if anything, they were even worse. They were very timid. They didn't do a lot of the things that got them there. So we'll see if they can make those corrections. If I'm a Boston fan, I'm a little worried, and I'm really worried about this game because obviously if you don't win here, it's done.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be another low-scoring game. What do you make about that?
That's I think that's probably going to be the case. I'm just I've got it. I think this one probably stays under the total as well. I've got it at 216. Is that where you've got it?
I think it was either 216 or 215.5, something like that.
Right. You got two teams, like I said, Boston's played good defense all year. Milwaukee seems to find an extra defensive gear in the postseason. And if Boston plays the same type of offense the other night, I don't think they probably won't get to 200. So
yeah, I mean, the Bucks first in scoring defense in the playoffs, 94.2 points a game. They lead in field goal percentage defense as well.
Yep.
But a lot of that can be attributed to the fact that they played the Bulls.
Sure. But we saw it last year as they were the best team defensively in the playoffs, and they didn't play the Bulls every series.
That's true. I just think it led to a lot of low-scoring games in the first round.
Well, you've got the Celtics here to cover the 5.
I'm leery about it, but I think that, a lot of it's going to hinge on, and the question about Smart is listed as questionable on the league injury report as of 10 minutes ago with a thigh contusion. George Hill and Middleton both out for the Bucks. I think that they can cover it. I'm a little leery about it getting any higher than that, because I think it's probably going to be a 5 or 6 point game.
Okay.
I'd probably lean more towards the money line just because of the fact that then you don't have to worry about, then you won't have the issues that you had with Klay Thompson missing those free throws the other day. But yeah, that's something I would look out for too.
Okay. All right.
And then we got the Warriors and the Grizz. Which way did you go on this one? Or did you say, fuck that, I'm not picking this game after that game the other day?
I did not pick a side on that game. I couldn't bring myself to do it. That was my play of the day, and I've got it under 228. I think there was a couple of things that happened the other day that aren't likely to be repeated. Ja Morant making the same number of 3-pointers in one game that he did in the 5 previous games. Jaren Jackson putting up 33. I don't think that's probably going to be repeated. And as far as Golden State, Jordan Poole putting up 31. Probably not going to be repeated either, as he goes 5 for 10 from downtown. So, and I believe Draymond will play longer than one half in this game. So,
yeah, I mean, that was a pretty ticky-tack foul to eject him on, considering what we've seen in this postseason. It seems like everybody's gone Charmin soft as far as, flagrants and ejections and everything else. It's gotten a little ridiculous.
All of a sudden, we're 10 ply. I don't understand it, but it didn't. I think it hurt the cover. Obviously Golden State still won, but I think with Draymond they cover that number. But
oh, sweet Jesus! You know who's officiating tonight? Scott Foster.
Scott Foster, sure.
He's the head official.
And what does that mean? What does that mean for you?
I mean, we're probably going to get a whole bunch of friggin' whistles.
Now, are you just doing this anecdotally, or have you actually looked at the official stats and see who calls the most fouls?
Foster is pretty notorious. Like Reichel called him, he's the extender. Just looking at the numbers here, in Foster's games, the number of fouls, let's see. He refereed game 2 of the Golden State Denver series. We remember how that game turned out, where the Warriors won by 16 in a game where, let's see, Denver had 22 fouls. Golden State had 22 fouls. This wasn't the game where Jokic racked up a whole bunch of fouls in no time. But
by the way, I have a hunch Memphis gets even here tonight.
Do you?
I do. Golden State did what they wanted to do. They wanted to steal one. They did it. I mean, obviously they're going to come out and play hard, but I think Memphis plays with a little better sense of urgency in this one. And let's be honest, they were damn close last time.
True. I mean, but Golden State also went cold in the fourth quarter because they were up by 10, and then all of a sudden, they were behind.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. They didn't give up.
I wonder if Golden State, though, maybe they'll play the death lineup more than they did in game 2 or game 1.
We'll see.
Home team 29-22 in Foster's games this season.
Okay,
so you could be onto something there.
All right. So what time is it, Chris?
Taco time.
It's time for me to tell you to wrap it up. Let's get to it, buddy.
All right. 2 for the money. We talked about the Twins and the Brewers already. I think that even with Molly on the mound, the Reds are in trouble.
It's the fade bad teams parlay right there.
Yeah, and Baltimore is Baltimore. On the ice, I'm going to take Calgary with Jacob Markstrom in net over Dallas. I like what Jake Ottinger did. He pushed Braden Holtby out of a job. But I don't know if the Stars can put together enough offense on the road. And we talked about, big game Dave being big bag of crap when it comes to playoff games. I'll take the Avs at home.
Okay.
Any thoughts?
No, I think we've talked about both of those games.
So. Well, there were 4 games there, but we talked about both of them.
Well, we talked about both pairs. How about that?
In the 4 team, I like Houston over Seattle. I was disappointed that the Mariners did nothing yesterday. It was supposed to be Christian Javier versus Chris Flexen, unless they changed the pitching matchup. Nope, still shows them. Javier's got a 1.35 ERA. He's really stepped up since getting put into the rotation. And Seattle just looks lost sometimes at the plate when they're not playing Kansas City. Philadelphia, I'm going to go with the Phillies. Ranger Suarez. I'm still not sure if he should be a starting pitcher or not. He was very effective out of the bullpen last year. Apparently, John Gray coming back off the injured list for now the second time for the Rangers in this one.
No.
I'm not impressed with Texas. They handed out all that money to Corey Seager and Marcus Semien. Semien hit 45 homers last year. You know how he's got this year?
None.
As many as Reichel.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
I'm going to lean towards Golden State over Memphis just because I'm leaning on the experience factor. Golden State has been there, done that, got the T-shirt. Memphis is still learning. Memphis is a very good basketball team. I'm not going to take anything away from them. But like you said, I don't know if Jackson can do enough to support Morant. I saw Desmond Bane was listed as questionable as well with a sore back. Of course, they won't have Steven Adams, but it's not like he was playing anyway. I just think Golden
What's wrong
State,
with Steven Adams? He didn't do anything.
He's in the health and safety protocols.
Oh, okay. All right.
And then we talked about Florida over Washington. I know you're leaning the other way, but
yeah, I like exactly one of those plays. So,
which one?
Phillies over Rangers.
Do you like the Mariners?
I'm still not quite ready to back this Astros team that is really having a hard time scoring against Chris Flexen. I know Flexen isn't having the kind of year that he did last year, but I'm not quite ready to make that decision yet. Sorry.
Well, that's why I'm not sold about the Mariners, because they scored nothing on Jake Odorizzi yesterday.
Yeah, that's not a good look. I totally agree.
Speaking of, what do you think of Brad Keller tonight?
Bad Brad Keller?
Yeah, he's going against Dakota Hudson.
Keller has been good so far this season. He's kind of been the pleasant surprise. I would say. Would you say him and Greinke have been pleasant surprises in the Royals rotation?
Yeah, I would say so.
And he's got a sub-1 WHIP, 2.19 ERA. I was trying to remember if he had. I don't think he's had a bad outing yet. Yeah, he had. He gave up. He gave up 4 runs, 3 earned in 4 2/3 against Flexen in Seattle. So that's
well, but the whole Royals team was bad in Seattle, so
that was not a great look for that team up there, as they came up with new and interesting ways to lose. They would have leads and would give them away. They'd be totally outclassed and not be able to score. Bad pitching, bad hitting. They really spread the love around.
And the interesting stat is the Royals starting rotation has 2 wins,
both by Keller, I would think.
Both by Daniel Lynch.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Both by DL. Yeah, you're right. And that's kind of, and this kind of sucks because Keller's gone 6, 7, and 7 in 3 of his 4 starts. So yeah, don't care for that. As far as this game here against Hudson, I don't know that I'm buying the hype of the youngster. He's gotten off to a nice start. This is a St. Louis team that just really seems to own the Royals this year, but you're not. I've got to play St. Louis here, I think, just because you're getting such a good price on it.
That's true. But
I wouldn't be mad at you if you played the Royals with Keller on the mound.
Will it be another 1-0 game like yesterday?
Certainly could be. It certainly could be. It's cold. It's I don't know if it's windy in St. Louis. I know the temperature is probably going to be in the 50s.
Oh no, they're playing in the Big K.
Ball's not going to travel. Oh, did they move? Oh, that's right. That was a makeup game yesterday.
Yeah, right? Because they got rained out a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, so now they're back here. So I can tell you for sure what the weather is like here. It's shitty. It is shitty. The wind is not bad, but the temperature's bad. It's there's a lot of moisture in the air, and it's going to be probably game time in the high 40s.
So dead ball.
I would think so. Even deader than usual this year. So, all right, what you got for a shot in the dark, bud?
I'm going to take the Angels over the Red Sox. Noah Syndergaard over Michael Waka. Not sold that Waka is going to pitch as well as he has been in the early going. The Angels, they struggled yesterday against the White Sox, but I think they'll bounce back here. I'm going to take the Tigers over the Pirates. Michael Pineda and Bryce Wilson on the mound.
Okay.
I'm going to stick with the Blue Jays. They lost yesterday. I was disappointed. Wasn't the fault of the starting pitching, which is weird because I didn't think Stripling would last very long. But Alek Manoah, he's 4-0 on the year. He beat the Yankees earlier this season in the Bronx. I look for them to put an end to the Yankees win streak. I take the Rockies over the Nationals. Eric Fetty going for Washington against Herman Marquez. What do you make of Herman Marquez, Scott?
I know that people in Colorado really, really want to like this kid. But I don't know. He has not got off to a great start. To me, I've got to just play runs here. I'm gonna play the over.
10.5.
Yeah. That's because I think one of these teams gets a 7.
Wow, that's saying a lot for these guys.
It is, because especially Washington can't score, but both these pitching staffs leave a little bit to be desired. And as far as the bullpens go, Washington, as usual, epically bad bullpen, especially on the road, where they have an ERA of almost 7 on the highway.
That's good stuff.
I'll tell you what it is when you've got a 4.02 overall ERA for your pen and you're 6.69 on the road, means a couple things. You're really shitty on the road and you're damn good at home. So if you're balancing it like that, that means your ERA at home is probably somewhere in the low 2s.
Yeah, probably.
So, and Colorado's bullpen, oddly enough, has been better at home, where they're like 4.87 overall, 3.69 at home there in Coors Field. That's probably not sustainable as far as that kind of a difference goes.
That is definitely weird when you think about it, because Colorado normally sucks.
Yeah,
when it comes to pitching at home.
So I'm going to back one of these teams to put up a shit ton of runs and drag the other one over that total of 10.5.
Kicking and screaming.
Yeah, I'm not going to get involved at Colorado minus 140. I'm just not going to do it with Germán Marquez on the mound.
Even though Fetty's even worse?
Not by much. I mean, yes, these are two. Fetty Wap and Marquez are two pretty dreadful pitchers so far this season. I'll just say.
Yeah, I look for the Bucks, like you said, and Celtics stay under. It was 216. I think Golden State and Memphis is going to edge its way over just because somebody's going to end up fouling the shit out of people in the final couple minutes and shooting 600 free throws like we saw with Dallas Phoenix yesterday.
Yep, there's definitely some scramble there.
I'll take the Warriors in the first half, favored by half a point. So they're apparently expecting a tight game.
Okay.
And then on the ice, I look for the Penguins and Rangers to stay under 5.5. They've done it repeatedly this season. We talked about the Capitals and Panthers. I look for that to go over 6.5 because I don't trust either one of those goaltenders. And the Stars and the Flames to stay under 5.5. Ottinger and Markstrom both good at keeping the puck out of the net. Markstrom led the league in shutouts with 9. Ottinger played pretty well. I think it'll end up probably 3-2, 3-1, something like that.
Okay, very good. As always, with the shot in the dark, we don't recommend that you necessarily play a 10-team parlay, although it is kind of fun when they hit. But these are for you just to mix and match. This is just kind of really where you lay out everything that you've talked about so far and just kind of put them all on one sheet, right?
Yep. And then, you can mix them in with, if you wanted to take one out of the other spots, like if you wanted to take Houston out of the 4-teamer and plug one of those in there, you could always do that too.
Yep, absolutely.
It's all about variety.
Any final thoughts?
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see what we see pan out in these game twos, which team adjusts and takes control of the series. Will Golden State go up 2-0? Will Milwaukee go up 2-0? Will both those series be 1-1? A lot of adjustments need to be made by both teams that are trailing in the series if they want to get a win, and especially because they've already lost home court advantage in the series.
Right.
What about you? Anything exciting?
No, I'm anxious to see some of these hockey series kick off. We've seen some series with some prohibitive odds, like the Avalanche and the Panthers. So I'm curious to see if those teams play as well as advertised.
Right.
We will have to see. So, all right, guys, that's going to do it for the show today. We appreciate everybody stopping by. As always, one more time, I would like to ask you very nicely if you would be kind enough to like and subscribe to both of our YouTube channels. You can catch. Well, not Chris. Chris has plans tonight, but you can catch Scott and I tonight on Ali Burns' show, Total Chaos. We'll be doing that. We'll be doing some hockey games. We'll be doing some NBA games as well, talking about just totals there. So, well, tomorrow, Chris. You all right?
Yep.
You putting the top back on?
Yeah.
Excellent.
It's empty, so.
All right. Hey, you guys have a great day. Thanks for watching us. Stay tuned. In about 90 seconds, I'll be right back. Actually, I'll be right here, so I'm not moving. So I'll be back with my pal Scott Reichel. We'll be doing Back to the Window. But until then, you can catch Chris and I same bat time, same bat channel tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Central, as we talk about what, Chris?
Just parlays.
Just parlays, baby. We'll see you then. You guys take care.